Hello! Welcome back. It's more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We're going into the tent to speak with Queen Galfrey. She has made me the Knight Commander of the newest crusade. Let's go see what's going on. It's me. The Knight Crusade, the Knight Captain, the Crusader Captain, Commander, that's the word. I guess this is my tent, Commander's chest. I'm just going to go ahead and loot my area real quick. Don't mind me. Okay. Hello. The Queen greets you with a stare. She has dropped the pompous air which she just announced the Fifth Crusade. The face of the ruler of Mindev appears calm and thoughtful. She's made her move and now awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds. I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Dresden, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomade herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation. A forced march to Dresden awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziel Vainik. One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomade also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons! I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it!
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, his trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
When we met at the Defender's Heart, I had never imagined you'd make me the commander of the new crusade.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it. However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mindev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
I have some questions about my mission to retake Dresden.
Of course. I shall answer.
How did the demons manage to conquer Dresden? We already know about this, but we'll talk to the Queen about it.
That's a good question. Its walls were built by dwarf craftsmen, and the power of the Sword of Valor protected the city. Alas, where raging hordes failed, a single lying tongue was all they needed to succeed. The demoness Minago convinced a young and ambitious crusader named Staunton Vane that the banner belonged on the battlefield. He went on a daring and unapproved raid, and the banner ended up in the enemy's hands. The city fell soon after. Ever since then, for 7 decades, it has served as a citadel for the forces of the Abyss.
Staunton Vane. I saw him at the Grey Garrison. He's defected to the demon's side.
Oh, really? I wasn't informed of this. After Dresden fell because of Staunton, he was nearly sentenced to death. He deserved it. In wartime, men are hanged for far less. But you have no idea what a terrible sight it is. A raging crowd of crusaders baying for blood. Never have my fighters looked so much like the demons we are fighting. I commuted Staunton's sentence and stripped him of his rank. Not just for him, but for my army and my country. We are not Hell Knights. We do not maintain discipline with public executions.
Hell Knights. The Hell Knights are a collection of knightly orders with a unique focus on the promulgation of law. Unlike paladins, they are interested in less social good and charity than in the foundation of stringent maintenance and order at all costs. If people cannot be trusted to obey the law of their own sense of civility and social righteousness, Hell Knights provide the need to obey out of fear of a master's stern hand. You punished him with a life of disgrace and humility, and that life finally broke him. It's sad but not surprising. You shouldn't have stayed at the hand of justice. If he died, he wouldn't be betraying you again now. It was a tough choice, I understand. No, it's one of these two. Punished him with a life of disgrace and humiliation, and that life finally broke him. Sad, but not surprising.
Perhaps exile would have been a more merciful sentence than decades of service among those who despised him. I was hoping he might atone for his guilt with a heroic act, but he likely decided that atonement was impossible, and he might as well give himself over to evil.
What forces are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Irabeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Neurosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit. These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
It's been decades, and no one has managed to retake the city. Why do you think we're different?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demon's plans in Canabris. The army who attacked the city came straight from Dresden. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris. We must attack swiftly before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
I love when this stuff's voice acted. It's nice. 'Cause I'm no voice actor. I do what I can, but my voices are definitely not great. What about long-term goals? You know how to get rid of the world wound forever?
Now you are talking like a real knight commander. However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the Abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed. The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the Abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened. The main rift lies through the city of Iz, and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the World Wound. So, the next step, after you succeed in Dresden, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold, the very threshold of the Abyss.
I have no more questions.
Wonderful.
And then I ask another question. Did you know that the souls of angels from heaven are confined in the Wardstone?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual Celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first Wardstone in Canobris, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works. Nevertheless, I am pleased that you solved the mystery of the Wardstone in Canobris, and were able to save this gift of Iomede. It was a deed worthy of a Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
You should know, I received an unusual gift in the caves of beneath Canobris. I saw a vision of death, of the death of the angel called Lariel. Somehow he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the World Wound grew, and Dresden fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel. Even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on this special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
Show the Covenant of the Inheritor. You remember this.
Get this. I thought this relic was destroyed many years ago. How strange it is to see it whole again. At one time, it gave me hope. I am pleased that this object will serve the Crusade once more.
I had a vision of Iomede giving her covenant to you.
I was young, and did not fully understand the magnitude of the duty that had been entrusted to me. Iomede gave me hope and strength to see me through the trials ahead, and in so doing, she won my everlasting loyalty.
You still remember the oath you swore in battle?
Always. No matter how arduous, no matter how dark the skies, no matter how much blood flows from my wounds, I shall stand with you. We shall fight for our loved ones and our friends, for the right to live and die free. We shall do everything we possibly can, and after that, we shall begin to do the impossible. And if the hour should come when our arms can no longer raise our swords, our bodies will become a shield to cover those who still have strength to fight. I, Golfrey, Queen of Mendev, swear this to you. This is my vow.
You withstood a blow from Aurilu Vorlosh in that battle.
I would proudly declare that to be true, and say that even Aurilu Vorlosh could not kill me on her first attempt. But to do so would be boasting. I was protected by my goddess. However, I was glad to see that, no matter how great the betrayer of humanity's power, it is nothing as compared to Iomede's might.
I would like to keep wearing this relic.
Then so you shall. What matters is that the Covenant of the Inheritor has been recovered. Perhaps it should be in your hands now, because you have greater need of it. But should you ever feel that you no longer need this relic, I ask that you give it to me. I would be delighted to touch it again.
And what are you going to do?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
My queen, I'd ask that you remain with us. The Dresden campaign is the hope of the crusade, and the blessings of Iomedae that you carry may be decisive in this battle. This good requires angel mythic path.
What is this I hear? A polite attempt to appeal to the conscience of an old sovereign? I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev. But you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen, and a queen of warriors. Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the crusade, but on my own terms. First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp. I shall catch up with you later, along with a few hand-picked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito. Until we approach Dresden, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle.
Among us!
Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it. Do you have any other questions?
Among us. I can't help it. Why is that meme still going? It's been like 3
Splendid.
years.
Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable.
We have one final matter.
Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, he has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
Darren's cool expression wavers, but he seems to not be fully cognizant of what is happening, or that he is holding himself tightly in check. I don't like this man, but, that is a rather frivolous gesture for a queen.
The adequacy of any measure can only be assessed against the reason that prompted it. Isn't that so, Count? I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post, but I trust that you will dutifully fulfill his orders and make a good showing of yourself. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
The Count offers a bow, either as a sign of respect or in order to hide his flushed face. Only the barest quaver can be heard in his voice.
Then let's get going. May Iomedae help us.
He's not exactly happy about it, but he's going with us, I guess. I'm not exactly happy about it either. Okay, real quick, before we do anything else, let's go and level up some of these characters. Griffinheart Shapeshifter, whatever that means, brother. Let's just keep giving him athletics, mobility. Let's just keep giving him whatever he's already got, honestly. Shifter's Fury? Yeah, sure. Alright, that was easy. Mythic. I don't know what this guy... What does he do? Natural attacks? Hang on. Does he do natural attacks? What do he do? We don't have any weapons equipped right now. I see, like, abilities. Club. Quarterstaff. Dart. Great club. Well, the shifter can, in their natural form, can extend their claws as swift action uses a weapon. The claws in each hand used as a primary natural attack, doing 1d4 piercing slashing damage. The shifter gains levels. The power claws increase. Oh man, I don't want to have to like learn this character. I'll be honest. I'm a little lazy. Weapon focus claw natural. Okay, so yeah, this guy does use natural weapons. Okay. So sure. Just make it easy. Alright, you. You're an oracle. Just give you what you've already got. That's fine. Spells. Only get one? Two. Let's be honest. I'm not running this guy. Give him that. There's not going to be in my party. Sure. Okay. I'm also not running her, to be perfectly honest. So just give her some random stats. Who cares? And, sure, give her abundant casting. Why not? Alright. Cool. Everyone's up and good to go. Quick save.
Our path leads on.
Alright, so we have our Covenant of the Inheritor. It's a very good ability. Letting everyone do good damage is very nice. We have a Mysterious Elf. And they just disappeared. What the hell? What can I do for you? I saw you talking to the girl hiding her face. Who was she, and what did she want? I don't know, Commander. She never introduced herself, but I bet she's not part of our army. I know all our soldiers by name and sight. He was looking for some elf volunteer. Wanted to know which tent he was sleeping in. First I thought she was a messenger from Mindev, but she definitely wasn't with one of us. Now I see how it all looks mighty shifty. He was some sort of spy. Okay. Do I have any garbage to sell? Oh yeah, look at that. I sure do. Do I want anything? Nah. Told ya. Hey, Chief. What a talk. What do you think of my new powers? You know what you did back there? I have a few ideas. We could send you to Pitax, We could send you to a Pitax underground arena to fight. Give you a scary name like Swift Sting or something like that. Give you a great cover story. Enemies burn down your house. You're avenging your dead family. Public eats that stuff up. You'll wear a shiny, eye-catching outfit. Or a black one if you like black better. Split the prize money 60-40. 60 for me, of course. You know, arranging fights isn't easy. Those people are tough. I'll be taking more risk than you. Then, after we get you set up in Pitax, we'll tour different cities, make some real money. Like the sound of that? Do you have any other suggestions? I got more. You heard of Razmaran? Some land in the River Kingdoms ruled by King Razmir. A friend of mine used to live in Razmaran. Got out of there as fast as he could. Long story short, this King Razmaran is their god. Keeps his people under his heel, and they're all terrified of what he might do. He sits on his throne wearing some white mask, giving power to anyone. Come and take power from me, he says, so long as you believe in me. That friend of mine, the one who fled, he's has a half-sister in his old man's side who's a cook in the castle, and the washerwoman who took who the cook plays cards with is in the What is this? This is too much. Call myself a god and deceive people, that's disgusting. Or you'd be punished for your heretical thoughts, I'll do this. Cleaning Okay. That's enough. I'm sorry I spoke with you.
Guide us.
Hey, Loot. How did I miss this? There you are. I've been waiting to see you. As you see, I too have joined the crusade. I don't know how to swing a sword, but war is costly, and I have money. Besides, my intellect and business sense may prove useful even on the battlefield. Besides, I believe I owe you an apology. The way I have behaved was rude, ill-mannered. You're an honest and honorable person. You have clawed your way up from the bottom of the society to the title of Knight Commander, and you are friends with Queen Gulfrey herself. Such persistence deserves respect. Please allow me to give you this magic amulet from my humble personal treasury to mark our future cooperation. What's it like to live your entire life under someone else's name? When I was a boy, I used to hate Horcus. The condescension most of all. The pity on his face. His smile when he called me to join him in his games. The difference in our birthright wasn't fair. Envy clouded my mind. The demons killed him, but not me. I thought it was a gift of fate. I seized my good fortune with both hands and never let it go. When I told them my name was Horgus Gwyrm, the only heir to the vast fortune of the Gwyrm family, on that day life was fair. Unfortunately, it took me many years to see the generosity hiding behind the condescension, and feel the compassion behind the pity. I discovered far too late that Horgus was my friend, even when I didn't feel myself his. I never accepted the hand of friendship he offered until it was far too late. But what can I do? Reveal the truth, reject the name, and allow it to sink into oblivion? Would my friend Horgus want this? I bear the name of Horgus Gwyrm with the pride and dignity it deserves. As a banner on the battlefield, I will multiply its merits. The Gwyrm family will not be forgotten. I still serve Horgus Gwyrm. Aren't you afraid that I'll reveal your secret? Are you threatening me? I've invested a lot of money in your crusade. I will invest even more. And yet you think to humiliate me in front of everyone? It's not going to work. If scandal breaks out, it will be your word against mine. And I have been known as Horgus Gwyrm for several decades. I own vast estate outside of Canabras and share the local quarry. I will defend my good name to the end. Your claims will seem like vile slander. I'll see to that. However, I do hope it won't come to any of that. We're all here for a common cause, victory over the demons. I intend to see this business through. Well, I've decided to support the Crusades now. With all due respect, it's none of your business. I have my reasons. Perhaps I felt the rush of patriotism when Canabras was destroyed. Anyway, why would you think I never supported the Crusaders? Perhaps I simply don't like to brag about my donations. Ostentatious charity only attracts beggars. I'd wager that Irabeth has no idea whose money she's spending on drinks and supplies. Why'd you hide about Camellia as your daughter? Didn't I tell you to mention it's because her mother, Iris, was a lowly half-elf who looked after my garden. I always wanted to join the Gwyrm name with another noble family. The Gwyrm legacy must not be mixed with common blood and vanish into obscurity. Iris didn't mind, and we managed to hide our relationship. When Camellia was born, I did not claim her as my own. To all of Mendev, Camellia is the daughter of a lowly servant who died over a decade ago. And before you start telling me what a terrible father I am, I want to tell you something. My daughter wanted for nothing. All her whims were fulfilled as quickly as they rose. I hired the best teachers and bought her the best books. She always ate well and had warm clothes. Isn't that what a parent does? How did her mother die? I'm not going to tell you about that. Some things ought to remain private. Lay down, kitty cat. He wants attention right now. My son. What can you tell me about Count Derain, the psychopath? He's a brilliant young man with a brilliant pedigree. That story of his, the nobility, is the glue that keeps our society together. I suppose that is why the demons often choose their estates as primary targets. Who would notice the demons' bloody massacre if they only slaughtered poor country folk? The Erendale family shared the tragic plight of the Gwyrms. Along with many other members of nobility, they fell victim to a treacherous attack during a major celebration taking place at their family estate. I hadn't received an invitation and was slightly insulted by the snub, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. The gods saved me from a terrible fate. All of his guests died that day from magical demonic disease. I sympathize with the Count deeply. He's endured so much. Okay, I don't care anymore. Alright, nice chat.
Godspeed.
Hey, look, it's Camellia. Hey, look, I don't care. Elor. Earned quite a title of commander. Penabra still stands, thanks to you, but you'll be, you'll have to be doubly on your guard. Your imminence takes, blah, blah, okay, don't care. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I can use this guy to retrain my people. I currently don't care.
Let us press on.
Alright, Nira. Oh, I missed the book. Hi, Commander, how can I help? There's so much I can do, just ask. You probably heard about the wound I have, the one that sometimes opens on my chest. Can you perhaps tell me if it's some kind of demonic curse? Yes, indeed, I've been told of your affliction. Can you will the wound open? No, that's a shame. What can you tell me about this wound? Well, it's difficult to say. I know of blades that leave never-healing cuts, of poisons that stop wounds from healing. I've heard of witches' curses that are rewarded with eternal wounds, but wounds that seem to reopen and heal over and over. Perhaps you know of other cases like this? We think. In 4671, a Mendevian army corporal had all of his bones and cartilage turned to glass. In 4700, nope, she can't think of anything. Think it's dangerous? Most likely dangerous, but you were under the protection of Iomedae, Commander. She granted you a mythic power, as they say. Surely the Inheritor would not leave you face this alone. Have you perhaps noticed that the wound opens at the moment when you waver in your faith? Perhaps it is triggered by doubt. For your answers, I'm sorry I couldn't tell you anything useful. I will be sure to study this matter and consult a few of my encyclopedias. Tell me about yourself. Where are you from? Okay, I'm sorry, I don't care. Thank you for your answers. World wound. Oh god, never mind. I have to go. That's a lot of reading. I'm ready to get into some action.
We march ahead.
Here, Beth. Friend, allow me to say something. Before you, this wasn't a war. This was agony drawn out over decades. No one believed in victory anymore. When the demons attacked the city, the demons attacked the city, for some it was a relief. At least the end had come. They laid down their weapons and surrendered without a fight. I felt the same thing, but somehow got through it on stubbornness and a vague hope that if nobody found Nevia's body, she might by some miracle have survived, and that miracle was you. You returned my beloved to me, and I nearly lost all hope of seeing her again. Then you went on a suicide mission to the Grey Garrison and won the city back for us. You turned a defeat into a victory. I know it wasn't easy, but you make everything seem so effortless. You do everything just like that. Queen believes in your powers too, but for me, there's some sort of proof. There's just more proof. The blah 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 blah. Okay. No, let's not do this. But for me, there's just more proof of what I felt the day when I saw Nevia alive standing next to you. You're the miracle we've been waiting for. You're the one who will finally put an end to this terrible war, and in spite of everything, deliver us the victory we so desperately need. With you, I'm sure this crusade will achieve what others could not. Hey, I found a scabbard with your family name in the Grey Garrison. That scabbard held the solemn hour, my family's sword. My father once fought with it, and I took it when I went home to become a paladin. Alas, it was not stolen. I parted with my family heirloom willingly to help someone dear to me. Nevia needed expensive healing, and I have no other way to procure the money. I pawned my father's sword. I think he would have understood. I'm sure he would have given up everything to help. I hoped to redeem the solemn hour eventually, but there was never enough money. So, and soon the sword disappeared from the pawn shop together. I have no idea who took it. It seems like I'll have to part with my father's sword forever. Is Zenevia still sick? You forgive me if I don't go into detail. It's a private matter. Suffice to say, everything is fine now. The treatment was costly, but it was worth it. Did you truly love her? That's just rude. A delicate blush appears on Airbeth's cheeks. She nods silently. My parents were loyal servants, yet it wasn't enough to earn them a title or a coat of arms. Still, however humble our names might be, it was worth something. I don't know if I'll ever see the Salamar again, but at least I have its scabbard back, thank you. So it turns out the Queen has her head of counterintelligence watching me. I wonder why. Think the Queen doesn't trust you? If that were true, she wouldn't have put you in charge of this army. My main task is to be your advisor until you've gained enough experience as a commander. As for counterintelligence, Nevi and I were tasked with keeping an eye on your inner circle, but you're not under our suspicion, Commander. You're under our protection. We need reinforcements. Can you get us more soldiers? When we began the march on Dresden, we chose speed over numbers. If I order more volunteers to be recruited, they simply won't arrive in time. You could pay mages to deliver the troops to the camp. I doubt that our army coffers could afford it. You could spare 7,500 gold coins. I will see to our reinforcements. Sure. It's hard to believe your origin is so humble. You deserve a noble title more than many who inherit them. Thank you, Commander. It's an honor to hear that, especially from you. Every noble family begins somewhere. You must have heard the recent story from the Stolen Lands and the River Kingdoms. Just imagine coming from nowhere and making it all the way to a royal crown with just a few years. That's talking about Pathfinder Kingmaker, by the way. Great game. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if I managed to distinguish myself somehow, but then I would push away such unworthy, selfish thoughts, of course. We don't fight for rewards. The fate of the world is at stake. Yet... ... Okay. Nice chat.
Our path leads on.
Our path leads on. Loot! How did I miss that before? Or did it just get added? Let's keep saving just in case anything wacky happened. Where do I just keep finding more stuff. Who are you? Oh, it's that guy. So, you're the war chief now. You're going to lead us to free Salcourse from those Fae. I felt it the moment I saw you. This one is special. But that you go and get yourself a whole army in no time? That I did not expect. Well, how does your newfound power feel? Has it gone to your head yet? We're going to fight demons, not Fae. Fae, demons, angels, they're all the same spooks. They could have stayed in their magic-y forest, happy as a pig in mud. No, they had to come and poke their funny heads in the mortal world. Well, hold on. Don't change the subject, eh? What do you think about being war chief? There's an odd feeling. So many people are counting on me. I can't let them down. Yes, it's a scary thing to be responsible for others, especially when they're not out picking mushrooms and you're taking them into war. Even if you win, some of them surely won't make it back home, and you're the one who has to bear the burden. But I know you'll do just fine, not because I've seen you in battle, though you are worth a whole band of warriors in a fight. I know you'll make a fine war chief because you're not thinking about powers or horrors, you're concerned about the people in your charge. As long as you hold on to that, you have nothing to fear. Well, I didn't come here to flap my gums. Since I'm going to war and you're in charge, I better do this the right way. My blade and my life are yours, war chief. I mean, it's not like I need a blade. My talons and beak will do the trick. But saying it like that is the done thing. My talons and beak are yours. Just doesn't seem to have the same ring to it. There's something else. I can already see things are bad, but the tales of all of Sarkor burning down and the people dying out, I'm sorry, but I don't believe those. It can't be true. We're not the kind of folks to be snuffed out like that. I have kin in a village not far from here, Hurrington. Let's go there and talk to them. Have them fill us in. They're smart folks. Perhaps they'll help us in battle too. Together we'll clean up Sarkor, and before you can say, "Aren't the foul creatures?" Okay, cool. You gave me a quest. Cool. Sure, why not? I'll need to learn how that character works at some point, but... What are you doing? Why are you just teleporting around? There's a blacksmith here. What's up? just seem to getting more and more garbage. He's probably just got like cold iron everything, huh? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. He has the better stuff.
Godspeed.
Godspeed. Loot. Oh, great. More loot. Alright. You wanted to speak to me. Vander, let me personally congratulate you on your new title and thank you for your time in advance. I am Leotier Hockley, Inquisitor of the Church of Iombade and Bringer of the Light. Require your assistance on a certain delicate matter involving one of your companions, Count Dayran Iombade. Are you one of Prelate Horun's followers? Yes, of course. What is your opinion on his atrocities? Usually people reveal such things about themselves only to their confessor, not to curious strangers. Still, I did ask for your help, and imposes certain obligations upon me. Let me put it like this. I spent enough years by Prelate Horun's side to learn how to keep him from going over the line. The Prelate is an extraordinary man, but he has fallen prey to his own paranoia and monumental sense of responsibility, which has gradually eroded his razor-sharp mind. He has witnessed so much hideous darkness that he now sees it in every shadow. Yet his strength was and still is a shield for all those people of Mendev. That is my opinion. His comrades and advisors are necessary to prevent him from making unforgivable mistakes. Where were you on the attack of Canabras? I was on the hunt. A very successful one, but, as oft happens in life, a minor success was a mere harbinger of a larger failure. If I had been so far away from Canabras on the day of the attack, I might have been able to help my comrades and prevent a number of deaths. That was an easy topic for me, and I prefer not to discuss this again. What brings you here? I ask you to assist the Church of Iombade, investigate a matter of utmost importance. I understand the leader of the Crusade has plenty of other matters to attend to, but please allow me to tell you the details. Perhaps it will explain why I'm calling upon you. I suppose that you have already heard about Count Arenday's story. I refer to the tragedy of the Heaven's Edge estate. You're going to investigate this old case again, aren't you? Yes, I am. I have several reasons to doubt the widely shared account of what exactly happened in the estate and how it happened. You see, Commander, I was among those sent to examine the estate after the accident. I saw everything with my own eyes and still remember it clearly, even though it feels like it happened a lifetime ago. Heaven's Edge was a unique place that still carried the spirit of old Mendev before the world wound. Yet on that day, it turned into a labyrinthine house of horrors, like something only seen in our nightmares. Apologies for the digression. I want to tell you about my suspicions. Everything about the incident seems odd. Why was the only person left alive a young boy with a newfound talent for divine magic? Why did nobody send Canabras for help, even though the agony spanned many hours? We found the demons dead, their heads cut off, and when we got to the estate. How were they defeated? How did the disease kill even the paladins present at the estate, who are said to be immune to any disease? If the demons had found a way to penetrate the Holy Warrior's defenses, why has this never been repeated? The tragedy of Heaven's Edge. You are the only one who can help me here, Commander, because the only living witness of those events is currently serving your army. Your army's route can take you near the very site of the tragedy. Heaven's Edge has been abandoned and sealed with potent magic throughout all the years, and only the Count has the power to break that seal. He is unlikely to invite an Inquisitor inside, and in any case he won't like me sniffing around his family seat. But if you, as his commander, express your wish to visit the estate, he will be obliged to fulfill it, and I will simply follow you as one of your attendants. There are 100 ways, 1,000 paths, and a myriad loopholes in human lives that the evil forces can use to their advantage. I am not sure which one of those led the demons to the gates of Heaven's Edge, but I do know it wasn't a simple raid, the kind Crusaders face every day. That incident involves a significantly more powerful entity, and that is why I am asking for your help. We cannot be sure that such a tragedy will not happen again until we uncover the truth. You've been to the state several times. What do you expect to find now? I was an experienced Inquisitor when I visited Heaven's Edge 10 years ago. My skills have improved significantly since then, and I paid dearly for that. My arsenal includes many spells and techniques dedicated to gathering information about people and events. Almost all of them require me to be physically present. That is why I must return to Heaven's Edge. Why can't you search without involving me? The estate is abandoned, sealed, the power containment enchantments that only the Count himself can lift. This is not the main reason, however. The main reason is that Count Ironday is not officially under investigation by the Inquisition, so I couldn't just break into his house even if I found a way to bypass the spells. This is a serious matter. A matter that threatens the reputation of the entire Church of Iomedae and my own organization in particular. We made more than enough unforgivable mistakes during the Third Crusade and are still dealing with consequences. Get some drinkage real quick. Ooh. Delicious. Your presence will give my investigation the necessary legitimacy, Commander, but there's more. In addition to getting official permission, I would like for you to bring an independent third-party investigator to this case. Someone independent but well-respected, and you fit this role perfectly. Did you question Darren himself? I did, but the Count insisted he couldn't remember anything about the incident due to his severe shock. He saw the demons at the very beginning. They appeared at celebration and announcement, the onset of the plague, and mocked their victims. He also witnessed the death of his mother, Countess whoever. That's all he would tell me. We found the young Count sleeping like a log on the floor in one of the rear chambers, having drunk about half the family wine in the cellar all by himself. There's no reason to disbelieve him on this matter. You suspect he's hiding something, that he's responsible. I deliberately refuse to entertain any theories or suspicions so that it doesn't affect the investigation. There's a saying among my colleagues that suspicion is the mother of prejudice, and prejudice is married to failure. I can only tell you that Count Ironday isn't suffering from demonic possession, and the most common malaise in our country at the time. Prelate Horan himself examined the boy right after the tragedy. Didn't sense anything wrong with him. Fine, I will help you. What do you need me to do? Thank you, Commander. Now I ask you to speak to Count and tell him that you wish to see Heaven's Edge. Please do not inform him of my presence right away. I will join your escort when it's time to travel to the estate. When we get there, I will also require your help during the investigation. You ought to follow me, observe my actions as an independent witness. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask me. I will remain here for a while. Cool. Alright, so that's another quest. Everybody likes quests. Any more loot for me? Doesn't look like Oh! Glowing croissant! Croissant! Got a glowing croissant recipe? Croissant. Nice. Everyone loves it. Oh.
Hello again. I'm very pleased to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
A young cleric stands before an easel, his brush hovering over the canvas without touching it. Instead of painting, the young man absent-mindedly gazes at the sky of Canabras, which is still streaked with towering plumes of black smoke. Finally, he notices you and smiles, shaking off his...
It's a pity I wasn't there at the Grey Garrison to witness your feats of strength with my own eyes. The flash, however, could be seen miles and miles away. Some people were frightened of it, thinking that the demons had blown up the remains of the keep. I, for one, knew immediately that it was a good sign. The light above the city showed us that there was still hope.
Who are you, and how could you possibly be of use to my army?
My name is Sozio Vanek. I am a cleric of Shaylin, the Eternal Rose and the Goddess of Beauty. Yes, I know that many people would consider me useless in a war. This is not a usual war, though. Just consider our enemy. The Abyss and his demons are the very embodiment of everything evil and ugly in the world. Perhaps a disciple of kindness and beauty might come in handy. I have no doubt that we will win this war, Commander. We just have to. It is our destiny. My role is to help you, and all those standing by your side in this struggle, to survive and flourish. Everyone deserves the chance to find peace and happiness in the world that they are defending so selflessly.
What are you painting? Cleric's eyes linger mournfully on the canvas. The unfinished painting depicts a temple crowned with a rainbow-tailed bird, a symbol of Shaylin. 5 people dressed in robes stand before the temple, men and women, young and old. They all gaze back at you with radiant happiness and joy in their serene eyes. Shaylin is known as the Eternal Rose, the Eternal Maiden, the Incorruptible, goddess of art, beauty, love, and music, the half-sister of someone Shaylin focuses on as much attention on inner beauty as outer beauty. In her role, the goddess of beauty, Shaylin also promotes the creation of art and the composition of and performance of music. Clerics of Shaylin frequently are artists themselves. As the goddess of love, Shaylin encourages proliferation, and is not the goddess of sexuality, lust, or fertility, and draws a very clear distinction between love and sexuality, although she does not in any way discourage erotic love. The few paladins who worship her practice courtly love.
My brothers and sisters in faith. They sent me for help, and then they saved my life, Commander. If the prioress hadn't ordered me to escape the city and seek help, I would have died right along with them. Instead, I met Queen Galfrey on my way to Nerosian, and hurriedly returned to Canabris, only to find my friends dead on the steps of our desecrated temple. I want to draw them the way they live on in my memory. Wise, beautiful, and loyal to their goddess and their city to the very end.
They fulfilled their duty honorably.
They did more than their duty. They gave everything they had to save others. Now it's my duty to make sure my friends and tutors did not die in vain. I will honor their sacrifice by making this world a bit more beautiful and kind.
What made an artist enlist in the army?
Perhaps I am a true artist, or simply an amateur who defaces canvases in my spare time. My goddess is a patron of art, so painting is part of my prayer, and I put all my heart into my pieces. But I am a cleric above all else, so I must also tend to others. I went to war because here's where I'm most needed. Sure, I could be painting idyllic landscapes and offering empty prayers to my goddess, but that won't stop people from dying. My goddess has no tolerance for false piety.
You wish to discuss something with me, right?
Yes, I have a personal request. Before we undertake our journey and leave Canabris behind, I would like to visit Martyr Zacharias' cemetery for a funeral. It's not far from here, and it's important. I would like to pay my respects to my friends from the Temple of Shaylin who died defending the city. Also, if it's not too much trouble, I would like you to come with me to honor their memory. Their friends and family will be at the funeral, and perhaps the commander's personal presence will bring them comfort. I know that you are burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful.
It was nice meeting you. I have to go.
You must be rather busy indeed. Leading a crusade all by yourself is no joke. I still believe that you are up to the task. This war has been raging for 100 years, but you've given us a chance at victory.
Okay, another quest. Everyone likes quests, right? Oh, great. It's you. I'd love to visit Heaven's Edge and see the Erenday estate someday. Oh, I was just about to mention it myself. I've been thinking, now that I'm in the middle of this whole crusade nonsense, I simply must devise a way to have some fun. With all the recent commotion, my birthday completely slipped my mind. What if we were to celebrate at Heaven's Edge? It's not far from here, and you'll get to enjoy a banquet in a bona fide haunted house. Since you're my superior and I'm your advisor, I'm obliged to ask your permission to leave for festivities. And I want to invite you too. I'm sure the commander is free up an afternoon while the soldiers are on leave. Alright, deal. Perfect. You'll have a ball and I'll make sure of it. Alright, goodbye. Alright, I did it for the sake of the quest. For the sake of the quest!
I will
Alright,
guide
field
us.
medic. More loot. Everyone loves loot. Oh hey, it's Foreign Autumn Haze again. The elf, before you, casually rests his bandaged arm on a weapon at his side. He bows with dignity. I congratulate you for your new rank, Commander. My hunt demanded that I travel with your army. Naturally, I wouldn't burden your forces with the need to care for another. I provided myself with all the necessities. Good fortune to you. I don't know what's going on with him and the Dark Elf. Commander, how can I serve the sacred cause today? As you end up on the battlefield, everyone here has a story like that, but mine is a rather boring one. I believe it or not, it was bureaucracy. When the old rector of the Canabras temple died, may Abdar rest his soul, the church required a replacement. I volunteered and served for 30 years without incident. I prayed, organized festivals and funerals, bought candles, sanctified water, boring mundane things that make up the daily routine of civilized society. But then civilized society failed. It was time for me to go to war. Praise Abdar, who led me through the ruins of the Defender's Heart. Boy, this one, Kiado the Shepherd, my apprentice, he's a smart boy. He's strong. He serves Erestal though, but it's still something. There's still something he can learn from an old servant of Abadar. He'll be a great cleric when he gets a little older. What kind of help can I expect from you? First, you need scrolls with divine spells. I have a lot of them, something for every emergency. Second, when you're at camp, I can read any scroll for you, guaranteed no surprises. And you better not leave the camp without a cleric. I won't be going there with you. You'll need someone who can read scrolls. Into the abyss is corruption, as you know. The wound is a rift between Galarian and the abyss, and yada yada yada. I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I asked. I didn't mean to. All the books belong to me.
Godspeed.
Okay, we've got our recruits. We got Sela over here, hanging out with them recruits.
Hello. So, what do you reckon about everything that's come crashing down on us? All the responsibility, command, this new power?
Sela looks anxious. She's honing her sword, but her movements seem nervous. The girl doesn't even seem to notice you at first, but when she does, she smiles cheerfully, stops what she's doing. Still haven't figured it out yet. We'll see what happens next.
Watching and waiting is a good strategy. Probably. I'm still frightened by what happened in the Grey Garrison. Were we really chosen? By Iomade herself? You know, back when I was a snot-nosed kid who just started down the path to becoming a paladin, I imagined once or twice that I was going to do something heroic. The lights would shine down on me, the trumpets would sing, I'd hear the voice of the goddess, or at least her herald, you know? I'd be informed that I had been chosen for a great cause. But that's the point where my imagination always failed me. Somehow, it really happened. Without all the trumpets or the herald or even anyone explaining what I had to do. Though it's clear as day, my place is here, in this demon-ridden wound. Quite a lovely war going on, in fact. Endless, I hear. I'm gonna need some time to wrap my head around this. Spare me an hour and I'll crawl into some dark corner and whine about my hard lot. What can I tell you? I cry easily.
I'd like to know more about you. Of course, ask anything. I'll answer honestly. What about yourself? Where are you from? I'm a little bit from Geb, a little bit from Katapesh, but mostly from the Knights of Iomaden. I was accepted and began my training at 14. I belong to their ranks, more than I belong to any other place. You've come from Mindev by a long road, haven't you? A very long one. A traveler is expected to have amusing stories. Unfortunately, I only have 3 tales of an interest, and I'd like to save them for our next feast. Otherwise, I wouldn't have anything to show for myself when it's time to start bragging. And that just won't do. Especially since I'll win the night with my cautionary tale of a battle of chupacabras. What? Chupacabras? Fascinating. Can't they drink their victim's blood during combat and gain strength from it? Oh yes, and they do it very quickly. They bite one victim and suck out their blood, and then they strike the next victim. quick as lightning. But now you've tricked me, and I started telling the tale, so I may as well do it properly. Picture a small town in somewhere. Adira? Picture a small town in Kadira, and down in the dungeon there's 2 murderers waiting to be executed. The gallows are already built for them. The rope's been bought. But sometimes life takes a surprising turn. Suddenly a paladin of Iomade appears in the doorway, offers the murderers a deal. If they go with her to fight some monsters, they'll live. If they survive, that is. There's a big difference between imminent death and probable death, with a glimmer of hope, wouldn't you say? So, here we are traveling through the desert, me and my friend, Priestess of Sarenrae, along with a little ratfolk fellow who'd asked for our help, and the 2 cutthroats. We might get to the ratfolk village and see bodies lying around, all drained dry. We figured we have to fight vampire. That's how the little ratfolk described the monster who attacked the village. That's why we went in all brazen-like. The sun was high and the vampires wouldn't attack until dusk. We never got a chance to look around. Black shadows, quick as the wind, attacked us from all sides. Not vampires, but chupacabras. One of the lads we pulled from the gallows got killed right away. The second ran for his life. That left me, the ratfolk, and Kyra. That was the name of the priestess. And we all steeled ourselves for the fight of our lives. Just when we thought the end had come, with the chupacabras surrounding me like a pack of dogs and bear, our ratfolk friend, wounded and drowned, the teeth of the quickest blast monster clinched on Kyra's shoulder. Right then, when we lost all hope, the other lad from the gallows suddenly comes running back. He kills the beast attacking Kyra. I'm sure you know what a turning point the fight looks like. Well, that was it. A moment before we were lost, and a moment later we had it back under control. The chupacabras dropped dead one by one. The little ratfolk reunited with his family, who were hiding in the basement. The priestess and I closed the eyes of the boy from the gallows who saved us. It was a shame he didn't survive the fight. May the gods keep his soul to the afterlife. That was a good story. He could have died in disgrace instead. Died in disgrace on the gallows, but instead he died a hero. And I'd fancy the stunt earned him some points at his final judgment. It's smart to remember our journey doesn't end in death. Had it not been for that, Mercy, Milos was his name, would be hanging from a noose, and me, Kara, and all the rat folk would be dead in that village. Someone told me that kind of deed done by an unkind person is 100 times more precious. But by the same token, an evil done by a noble soul is 100 times more horrifying. That's what I really wanted to say. The chupacabras were just a good starting point. What made you become a paladin of Iomade? That's a serious question and a good one. You should ask it of your companions, but a long story. To start with, 12 years ago, I was nothing like the person I am now. I roamed the streets of Solku with the other homeless orphans. I stole, I fought, I was hired for sort of bit. Not the proper origins for a paladin, is it? Back then, Solku was a city of orphans, widows, and widowers. Noel decimated the city regularly. My parents were among the victims. People there heard about the new deaths before they had finished mourning of their previous losses. One day, a group of knights of Iomade brought a glimmer of hope to the city, but while others saw them as saviors and protectors, I was busy pricing up their noble horses and their gleaming mithril armor, wondering just how much one of their pretty swords would fetch. A thief lives one day at a time. That's what they say. I was the type who never thought past the next job. Anyhow, I was able to sneak into the knight's camp and steal one of their mithril helms. And that's right when a gnoll attacked the helm's owner. Asimi was her name, and the blow dealt to her unprotected head. A gnoll like all those she'd fearlessly driven from the gates of Solku, and that one blow was fatal. But who was really to blame for her death, the gnoll attacker or the young thief named Sela? I know what it takes to survive. Sometimes I can't judge you, or even a seemingly small misdeed can have terrible consequence. I mean, both those are pretty true. I can't judge her, but also, a seemingly small misdeed can have terrible consequences. Yes, you're right. Right 1,000 times over. I hate to say it, but I just didn't see it back then. And if I had never got that lesson, my eyes would never have been opened. Who knows what would have happened to me if it wasn't for Asimi and her bravery, and her death. Maybe the world would know Sela as a bandit, not as a knight and protector of those in need. There's a saying I like to remember. People rarely find redemption on their own. Someone must show them the way. But you were asking about what brought me to the ranks of Iomede's warriors. We all chose Paladin's path for our own reasons. But some were guided by nobility of the spirit. Some desired to fight injustice. I became who I am through penance and debt unpaid. The day Asimi died protecting my city, I wanted to kill myself for the terrible guilt I felt. But then I realized it wouldn't make the world any better, and I decided instead I'd try to take her place. I'd become who she had been, and protect the innocence that she would no longer be able to protect. What are the principles of paladins that the paladins of Iombade follow? I should know. I am a paladin of Iombade. I'll tell you, I like to recite our code. It feels like I said it 1,000 times, but it never gets old. There's strength in the words. I will learn the weight of my sword. Without my heart to guide it, it is worthless. My strength is not my sword, but in my heart. If I lose my sword, I have lost a tool. If I betray my heart, I have died. I will have faith in the inheritor. I will channel her strength through my body. I will shine in her legion, and I will not tarnish her glory through base action. I am the first into battle and the last to leave it. I will not be taken prisoner by my free will. I will not surrender those under my command. I will never abandon a companion, though I will honor their sacrifice freely given. I will guard the honor of my fellows, both through both thought and deed, and I will have faith in them. When in doubt, may force my enemies to surrender, but I am responsible for their lives. I will never refuse a challenge from an equal. I will give honor to worthy enemies and contempt to the rest. I suffer death before dishonor. I will be temperate in my actions and moderate in my behavior. I will strive to emulate Iomede's perfection. Discari Takanabras, everything seemed to be lost, but the first person I met after the catastrophe was you, my sister in faith. I believe this was a sign that Iomede watches over us. I hope it's true, although, to be honest, our mentors used to warn us against being too eager to see messages from the goddess in every little thing. Being devout is well and good, but you've got to rely on your own head. Thank you. Okay, cool. That's all we needed to talk to her about, I think.
Let us press on.
Elan of the Hound Hearts. He doesn't have anything to say.
We march ahead.
I've already been up in there. There's Crusaders here. Recruits, Crusaders. I really don't feel like talking to them. Do they have anything important to say? I hope not.
Our path
Yeah, thank
leads
God
on.
they don't. Lan! What do you think of what happened to Great Garrison? Do you feel a change in yourself? It's hard not to notice when the demons start running away from you like a flock of frightened bats. Power is granted by Iomedae to defeat demons. Since I was a kid, I have taken whatever I've been given and used it as best I can. Anything goes when you're trying to survive. Doesn't matter where your blessings come from. We can think about that when you're old, if we live that long. But you know, this time even I'm not so sure. A divine power just happens to appear out of nowhere. Sooner or later, we'll have to pay for it, and I don't know what the price will be. Well, that's a plumb way of looking at it, to be honest. Later, we'll have to pay for it, and we don't know what the price will be. All right, Ninio. Oh boy, there you are. Very good, just in time. We'll be glad to know that I need you for an experiment. The Great Garrison stands roofless. Demons are running from the hills and tails between their legs. Medev's queen, what's her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Ah, yes, Galfrey is scurrying to and fro, and all this is somehow connected to you, my loyal follower. Just as far as no scientific evidence of your exceptionality, blah, 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 blah. We, people of science, refuse to believe in the inexplicable without any proof. We are the ones who explain the inexplicable, and therefore open your mouth and say ah for me. Alright, sure. Ears into your mouth with practiced eye. Alright, your throat's fine. Tongue looks perfectly normal. Your breath is in line with regular functioning of digestive system. Now, for your teeth. No detectable alterations. By the way, did you know that many individuals, while being wholly civilized representatives of their race, have an amazingly powerful fight? I'm going to say nothing. Moving on. All right. What do you do next? Ears. Let's check something. Testing. Your hearing is fine. Was fine. But don't worry. It's scientifically proven that it should return to normal in no time. Next. Eyes are clear. Posture is satisfactory. Limb length is standard. No lice. Boy, you're the picture of health. It's a pity. I was expecting to find some anomaly. Well, let's assess your mental state. Imagine a hypothetical situation. You are a tree. Squirrels have found their way to Hollow and are now copulating there. What do you do? I do precisely nothing because I am a tree. An unconscious act of withdrawal along with lack of trust in your own abilities, or perhaps a healthy dose of pragmatism. Next question, another hypothetical question. You're a tomato. You have been picked from the vegetable patch and you were put in a crate. You know that today the cook will use half of the tomatoes from your crate to make soup. What do you do? There's nothing I could do. I'm a tomato. An unconscious act of withdrawal. Inability or unwillingness to see something bigger than behind something small. Alright, I understand. On the surface, it appears you don't really believe in your ability to change things, but in fact, you are a strong pragmatist who knows perfectly well what you can and can't do. Your reasoning is that of a mortal, one who is capable of achieving a great deal, even though he would deny even that. On that note, I deem this experiment complete. Thank you for your participation. You remain a puzzle to me. I love puzzles. One day, okay, I don't care. My name is Gallius. But you do remember your own name, right? Only so I know what to put in the author's encyclopedia. Alright, I don't care anymore. Okay. Let's do... I want to end this episode shortly. But before I do, I realized there's something I don't know if there's something I did. I don't know if I checked my spell book after leveling up last time. Okay, looks like I'm good. Oh, you're my party. Wow, okay. +4 morale bonus on saving throws against mind effects, which rely on negative emotions such as crushing, despair, rage. I don't feel like we need that. I'd rather have a few shields of faith. I don't really need bless either, right? Don't I have a wand of bless? Oops. Pretty sure I have a wand of bless. A lot of lesser restoration. Grab 2 of those. Oh. Oh, I can only use it because it's a domain slot. Okay. Oh, wait, there it is. Protection from alignment, communal. I do want some lesser restoration. Do I have any other communal spells? Doesn't look like it. Light poison is good if it's communal. I don't think it, he's really a support character. So, how long does this last, by the way? Minute per level? 6 minutes. Wait, what did I take on your mythic path? Did I not mythic him up yet? I guess I didn't. Huh. Yeah, he just joined my party. can't I mythic him? Maybe he gets mythic slower than everyone else? That's annoying. Okay. Well. Protection from alignment communal. Wait, don't I already have that? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, these spell slots are good. And then spell slots 3. Resist energy communal is huge. Honestly, I'm probably taking that, maybe taking that twice. Oh no, wait, delay poison communal is also huge. And then, oh, just another one of these. How long does that last? 10 minutes? Okay. Yeah, so he doesn't get apparently a mythic level yet. But okay, cool. You're all spelled up. You don't matter. I have a lot more spells now. Hmm. In case I ever have to use her, I'm gonna get her spells situated. Can you cast Barkskin on someone else? You can. Try this. What am I doing? There we go. Wait, she's not... She wasn't done yet, was she? Hello? No. We definitely like communal resist energy. Definitely like communal poison. A random remove blindness is not a bad idea, I feel like. I don't have a dispel magic as Alright, you. Wait, shouldn't she have... Oh no, I got the Ascended Element. I was like, shouldn't she have more spells now? But no. Okay. So, I just have a whole bunch of magic missiles on her, which is fine. I think I have a Wand of Enlarged Person, so we don't need that support spell per se. I only have 1 grease. Maybe I should have 2 greases. Expeditious Retreat is also, like, really nice to have. But I'm not going to worry about it for now. I am kind of just focusing on attack spells for her at the moment. Change that up later. Okay. That's fine. We have 1 more spellcaster here to deal with. He should have more slots now. Yeah, this is nice. So it's just 3 mage armors. More than I should ever really need. 3 greases? Where's grease at? Hello? Grease? And then probably just magic missile. There's no way he should ever need 3 mage armors, right? It's an hour per level? Yeah, never mind. We don't need 3. Do 1 more magic missile, I guess. Okay, so many spell slots. You don't have 3rd level spells yet. That's unfortunate. These don't last quite as long, right? Minute per level? Yes. Let's get more mirror images. Mirror images, very good. Protection from alignment communal. Good. Personal? I don't know about that. Take 2 of these. I am overlapping some of my support spells. It's fine. Let's do some Molten Orb for damage, I guess. I can change these up as much as I want later. I'm just kind of grabbing what I think is good for right now. Alright, cool. Alright, we need to end this episode. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to end this up, and then I don't know actually how to progress the story here, but we'll try and figure it out. Have a good one. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye. I'm going to get some more tea. Bye-bye.